Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm, although it seems to be a very wet one at the minute. We still haven't got through this rain, which hopefully the next hour or two it will be gone. But in the meantime we're going to take a load of manure over to the BGA. Ooh dear. Okay, that's not good. That would have cost us a lot of money to get that repaired. We're going to take a load over to the BGA to keep that going, because I think we could be almost out of silage. And we had, when we first loaded this up, there was 118,000 litres there. So we might as well make full use of it all. This is also the first video I am recording with the Thrustmaster 128 steering wheel and pedals, and it also comes with the holder. The steering wheel and the mount for the steering wheel I think are absolutely lovely. It's so much nicer having, been able to have your steering wheel to set it at what I would class as a proper sort of tractor angle or truck angle, which is lovely. The only thing that I think I'm not so keen on is the pedals. You obviously have two pedals, but they're really small. So my feet, fair dues, I've got Yeti feet at size 13. My feet struggle to fit on completely, so it just the comfort of it is not the greatest. So we're going to give this a go for a while, and depending on how we get on, we may even look at upgrading to the 200 and something. It's 200 and something, can't quite remember. I'll have something on my desk somewhere that will tell me, I would imagine, but I'll have to find it. I'm going to say 238, that sounds more appropriate. Hold on, here we go. 248 is what I'll probably look at moving to, because then you have your three pedals and it's a much bigger base, and then your base shouldn't move around as much. So we'll quickly tip this into here, which is still saying there's slurry in there for some reason. So let's empty that in, and if we go to... Okay, so we had 3,000 litres of silage, so we weren't far... Oh, I'm going to have too much manure there, aren't I? So let's activate that, and we want to... What I'm also going to do is, if I go to here, I am going to... Because the wool, if we look at the spinneries, they are all full. So I'm going to do the wool to selling. The goat's milk, if we go to the dairy is also full. So we're going to go goat's milk, sell. Biogas, that's just doing its thing there. And we may even, do we change the green? Oh, that greenhouse looks like it needs emptying. We may even go to the greenhouse. Let's, what we're doing, lettuce. So change output, we'll sell on that. Just saves us a lot of time. So we'll leave that there for now. And let's have a look, because believe it or not, it's been about 2 weeks since I last recorded on here, so it just shows you how long sometimes in between episodes that it can take. Okay, so those cows are fine, they're working. There are our young ones, and these ones, our water buffalo, they should be fine. So I think on that front we're all okay. I've also put on... There is he. So that is canola field, I think it was. Where does it say? Yeah, canola. So he's rolling this canola field for us. So I think the only next thing to really do is if we jump into here, and let's just speed up a bit of time, and let's see if we can get ourselves out of this weather. I'm hoping it shouldn't be too long, but we click this steering assist, yes please, and come on, should we go a bit faster, a little bit quicker. Whoa, we've just made a lot of money somewhere. We've just gone up to £102,000. That must have just been selling all the wool that we had on. All the wool, the goat's milk, all that sort of thing must have just sold then and gave us an absolute fortune. Well, I'm not going to complain at that at all. So this to me looks like it should just be a down, up and down again, and then this will be done. And then it will be, if we just put our cruise control on, if we go to here, we have our sunflowers, which I don't think they're going to be next month. So if they're not, if we can't harvest them next month, what we can do is we can rest, we can bale this, and then we can look at getting this drilled and field 14 drilled. That will probably be the most sensible option. Whilst we are just heading back up here, let's have a look at this. I am trying to familiarise myself back with everything again, because like I say, it has just been a little wee while. So buffalo mozzarella is on the way down. There's no point selling that, I don't think. Barley we want to keep for the chickens. Fabric, yeah, no way selling that, because that's huge profit there. Well, we're missing out on 93,000 and we're only getting 72. Silage, yeah, there's missing out on loads there. That isn't really worth selling anything by the looks of all that. But we want to, because I think the John Deere is best on our baler, and obviously that's up at the BGA, so we're going to have to wait for our manure to empty our manure trailer, because it makes no point coming back with manure still in the trailer. We'll wait for that to empty, that which we'll do overnight whilst we sleep, and then it means we can get back here, and then that can bale for us, which will be very, very handy. Right, so let's lift this up, and the final pass. Like I say, it's just the sunflowers that need harvesting, and then the olives, which I would presume they would both be in the same month, I am going to guess. Also, I should say, I have worked out, well not worked out, I've managed to find somewhere online to tell me. If you look at the yield map, everything's been a bit sort of splodgy, I think is the correct word to use. And that is purely down to these settings here. So if you go on your game settings, precision farming, so your realistic spread pattern and your speed dependent application, they automatically are on. So if you turn these to off, you should then get the more uniformed colouring. Which, if we just finish this, oh, that was close. We almost got a full load off that. So this is the first time I've come onto here, turning them off. Ooh. So I don't know what it's going to be like on my precision farming. Okay, so it's still all over the place, but theoretically, hopefully. When we come to drill this top side of the field here, that should be a complete uniform of everything perfect. Or at least that's what I'm led to believe. But we'll go get this empty, and then we will look at moving on to the next month. Well, this is looking like we will be able to get it all into this one trailer, which will be it'll save time and be very, very handy. So if we take this, so I crashed not only into my tractor, I also crashed into the telegraph pole, so that's not very handy. So we might as well take this, let's try and get that draw, there we go. So let's drop this off, and we can take this. Oh, we don't have the sunflower header, do we? So I imagine for this year and this harvest we're done with this header. So let's go find somewhere that could be the appropriate place to leave this. We may go leave it in Lancey Boy's shed, although it may have to be a little jump cut because I cannot see myself reversing that into here at all. But we will give it a go. Okay, absolutely not. So, that is in. Albeit I did cheat completely. So we will take this. This can go down to our production yard here for the time being, because it will be quicker when it does come time to do the sunflowers to go get our head and bring it down on a trailer, hopefully. So we will just leave this here for now. So let's turn this off, and I think it will now be time to go and rest. So let's visit here, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I've just looked. It is next month we can do our sunflowers. But what I do want to see is if we go to field 33. Oh, I forgot about the weeding. And let's just have a fly up, because I was very conscious. You can see our old tram lines here, but it hasn't drilled them for some reason, and I don't know why. We've got our new ones because we're going to get the Agrifac sprayer to do all that with, but I don't understand why it hasn't got rid of our old ones. It has done there though. If we just have a quick fly over to here and have the same look. Yes, we have our new ones. But why are the old ones? Why have they not gone? Why have we lost out there? Certainly something to think about, and something to probably look into. So let's find, we should probably take that. We can go tip this into our grain store, and then we want to go find the John Deere, empty the rest of the manure out, and we can bring that back down here. So, so I wasn't concentrating at all then. Let's just reverse this in. I know the trigger can be a bit funny. You've got to be very much near the middle. Near the middle, or near that, the sort of the dividing barrier. Or better yet, I should really be on my trailer to be able to do that. So whilst that's emptying, let's find, well, this can come off this field, and then we can put this back onto the drill, and then that can be ready, because I think it's going to be linseed we're going to put into there. So let's dump some more manure. I don't think it's all going to fit in here, you know. Oh, it must not. Well, anyways, we're going to have to bring it back because we need this for the baler. So I'll just reverse this back to the manure heap because we can refill this trailer, because I don't think we're going to be using this again in the near future. And this is where this trigger here is invaluable. So if we just reverse into that, and what I am going to do is, whilst we're filling that up, I'm going to have a look at some of our vehicles, and I think it may be worth going through and selling a few, because there'll be a few of these things that we do not need. So yeah, it may take a bit of time to go through it all, but that's on lease. But we need that. We still need these, because I can't see us needing everything that we've got here. So we've got a lot of stuff on lease. So we need that for one more time, I think. The Scout, we can sell that. We don't need that no more. Grain shovel, we need that. We need our weight. We don't need our sprayer, but I'll have to make sure that's empty before I go sell that. We are not going to do any more with manure. Once I've done with the manure, we're out of that. That can go. Our wood trailer. Gonna keep our forklift, definitely. Keep the dolly can go. I don't think, because we've got our truck, we need that. To be fair, the Kubota could probably go at some point, but we'll just keep that for the time being. The herdsman stick, that was very, very handy. That can go. The Liz, I think we're still using that. Still need them. So the Manatee, that's the shop, so we can't sell that. Let's keep that. Keep our topper. I've got more stuff than what I thought we would have. The winch, we'll just keep that in case. The red rock, so we're going to sell this one. We've had that for the time being, for a long time. And that, I think, will do for our little bit of a selling spree. It's probably not the best of things to do it just straight off the menu, but it does make life a lot easier. So, right, we're going to go grab this baler, and for the first time lapse of this episode, we are going to go get that baling all done and complete. So I think with precision farming, you get less yield than what you do just using the base game, but you obviously get the added benefit of the environmental. Is it the what's it called? Where you get that extra little bit of money that comes to you. That obviously is a huge help to your income. And I think when it gets to as much as 15%. How do I? It's not letting me unload my bales. So unload baler Y. Okay, that's I was pressing I, so that would explain that one. So we are going to just sell these bales straight off the field. So we can just leave the baler here for now and go straight onto our cousin, which I think it's got space for one more. Yes, 13. So we will go and grab the very first bale that we come to. I like camouflage these bales in these weeds. And we will go, I would presume, if we go into here and onto straw, the garden centre bales, which we are going to be losing out on a lot of money, but if we don't start selling these now, or selling some now, we will have a lot to sell come January, because we are going to have a big clear out of a lot of stuff that we have, because I think we've got plenty in storage now to do our TMR for the water buffalo, because I don't think our Holstein will quite get to the age of where they'll give us any real sort of boost. I will have a look, but if we do manage to find and get enough money together, I'd quite like to buy a Deutz-Fahr just to finish. I know I've mentioned about getting a Fendt, but that may be better to go into our Silver Run Let's Play, which I know that won't be for everybody, Silver Run, but it's one of them. I'm quite enjoying doing it. Right, operating position. Because I've changed steering wheel, I've lost all my keybinds. So So we press Y, and we'll drop these off and just see how much money we make here. It won't be a lot at all. So there, Y, 13, 14, just over 14,000. So we'll go gather up our second lot, and whilst we're here, we will, if I was to go medium tractors, where is the Deutz? So we've got that modded one, that's 183. I think we need slightly more than that. So we'll be looking at 287. We're very much looking at this one. So 268, and if we were to sell, where is our case? I seem to think it won't be worth the right lot at all. Okay, so we may be able to, once we've got this next load of straw sold, and if we look to sell the case, we may be able to afford that Deutz. So one more bale, and that's another full load. And then what we may do is put that on. So what's left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bales left. So if we get 8 out of storage, we can, when we gather these up, we can obviously sell these, get 8 out of the storage that we have, load up with these, sell them, and then we shouldn't be far off having what we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 plus 8, that should give us 14. And here we come for our second delivery of bales of the episode. So let's put these onto here. Y to put them in, and let's just see how much we can make now. I forget what the last load was it 18,000? So drop these off. So that gives us 237,500. So if we sold that, that would give us 270 and a bit, which means, what was it on here? Brilliant. So we can afford that as we are. So we'll get this back to our field. We'll jump in the case. We may even take the case's front weight with us, and we can go get that sold. Before, however, we go to sell the sell our case, we'll quickly gather these up, and then we can set our quad track on, drilling this with linseed, which I'm just hoping here's enough solid fertiliser. Because I think we're at that point now where, especially if I've got everything on selling just as and when stuff is made every hour, I think money wise we shouldn't be too bad. I know we've still got a loan, which that should be paid off. Well, if not, we'll definitely pay it off come the end of the series. But that loan is, there's only 42,500 left on it, and I think we're doing 5,000 a month. So I'm not too fussed about that. Obviously we've got our leasing costs, but they're not too much. So it's we can just make money whilst having all this sort of going on. Right, now we've done that, let's put that back up, and we'll just leave this here for now. Where is our, here we go. So if we just drop this off, and we'll go get our drill put on, and like I say, it just saves us a bit of time. It's not the easiest of things to drive, being sort of, with it all being on just sort of like one massive train like it is. So let's put that on. So canola, we want linseed. I hope we can get through this gap without too many problems. Brilliant. So we just move this into here. Let's hire a worker and enjoy. Let's find this again. We already have our front weight on, so that's handy. If we just pull the trailer out just so that we shouldn't be able to forget where we've put it, and we will get ourselves to the shop, and we should be coming back with a new tractor. We will repair. We'll repair it. I don't think the repainting will be worth doing, because if I remember rightly, the Massey Ferguson that we started with, we repainted that and that cost us a lot of money. So we want to, so we've done that, let's repaint this. We can do that, repair and sell. Now this is where the repainting value, I don't think it's worth repainting it. I don't know too much about the tyres, so if we'll definitely repair it. I think we'll sell it at that. And now that means if we go onto our tractors, we can now buy this. Can we get that? No. So, welcome to our new tractor. So that's 287. Let me just have one very, very quick look at. Okay, that's 226. I only wanted to look at that because I'm sure you may, whether you could change the colours, because I quite like it. If it was black, I would really like that. So, onto here, we're going to have to keep everything as is. Let's buy that. We're now down to £8,878. We're about back to where we were at the beginning of the episode. And I think let's just have a good look at our new tractor. Oh, there's another Deutz back there. There must be a very good Deutz dealership, these lot. Beautiful. Right, let's get off flight mode. And what could be? Do we think, would we be able to put the rolls on this? Because it is 287, yeah, 287 horsepower. And we've got some serious speed as well. They are lovely tractors. I would say the only negative is the interior. You'll soon get that mucky. So we'll reverse it on, because worst comes to worst, we can just use it to pull to the field, and we will just have a look at the horsepower requirements. So let's go on to there, and yield improvements, rollers. Oh. We may not be able to use this then. It may have to be going on to the John Deere, but at least this gives us plenty of pace for driving around. So we can put our trailer on here, and that should be more than adequate. Our worker seems to be doing a fine job there. He's firing away, and let's have. I can hopefully show you some pH nitrogen. So it's a lot cleaner now. I think that is down to changing those settings, which I'm very, very happy about. But I'm just trying to think what's the best thing. I know. Drop the rolls off. We'll take this. We'll go get the lime spreader, which is at the other farm, and we can spread a load of lime on there. Which it shouldn't take too much, but at least it means we can finally use our new tractor. So 32%. Do we have any more lime? We are going to have to buy some more, because we've... no, we won't actually. This will be the last field to do. So we may have to buy some more, I think is the correct way to use it, to say it. But I've just seen this week, Maypole Farm has just been released by, I think, is it Cavalier Roy and somebody else. Very lovely map, and one of the big things I like about that map is most things are customisable. So your yards, you can delete most of your yards. Your hedges, I think you can cut away the hedges, which I do like, it does give a collision on them. I do much prefer these hedges. What Oxygen David has done with Oakbridge Farm in FS25, because before I don't think you could delete anything, so you couldn't really customise it unless you were on PC and went on Giants Editor. But now you can do it all in game. It is something that I'm very much a fan of. So let's go steering assist. Okay, and we don't have our not eyes area scout, but we don't have, right, that's spreading. Oh, hello, better change onto this one. Yeah, we don't have the sensors on the front of this, so that won't be beneficial for us, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Just this bottom bit down here and that side up there, and then that should be the whole field lined, and then we will be calling it a day for this episode after we've done this, and then in the next episode we will look at, I'll probably put our small field 13, put that into linseed, so it'll be the same in-game in-day month that we'll put that in. It just means then, because we can get rid of this lime spreader after we've finished on this field, this lime spreader can go, and it also means that we can get rid of our drill and get rid of the rolls. Oh, actually, we won't, because I probably will get rid of them anyways, because they are, it's been fun to use them, but they are not the easiest of things to use, because if we do get field 14 drilled, we still have field 10 to harvest and drill. We do have these two grass fields, but I don't think I'm going to touch them this year again. We will most likely go into them once we get through the winter, because we should have plenty of stuff left over. And like I say, I want to get everything drilled this side of winter, because then we don't have to lease anything tomorrow. So let's turn that off. And whilst we still remember, let's go leasing costs. Well, typical, it's the cheapest one that we've got, so we can return that. Because we shouldn't have to... Oh, no, we do, don't we? Oh, we've got a sunflower field to do. Oh, well, we'll have to just release it, but we can get... we could probably look at getting the base game one, which is slightly smaller than, and half the price, then going for that. Oh, the new Plains and Prairies pack. So this is fertilizer only, for what I imagine, and it's not a sprayer or a spreader, it just drops solid fertilizer onto the floor. That's quite cool. Far too much money for us though at the minute. And then there is also, where will it be? With the sprayers? The new Fendt, which will be interesting to see how that goes with your tram lines, because it's a much wider machine. It looks very much like, very similar to in the base game for 22. I can't remember what they were called now, but it looks very similar to them. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.